2-pack originally. This is the smaller version of it. This is a 1/144th. I believe the other one was a 1/72nd. My buddy Jason at Mech Studios built these. He has the big one on his channel, and he made this one from me. Basically, I had essentially commissioned him to paint a T70 X-Wing for me out of the Hot Wheels line a couple months ago, several months ago, and he's been struggling trying to get it to actually take paint properly, which it's not doing. And so this is kind of a consolation for having to wait so long. Totally wasn't expecting it, and it was unexpected, and I was thrilled to have it come. But I will tell you what I can about it, and then get into the specifics of this one. As I said, he built the other one for himself. He gave me this one as a consolation for having to wait so long. It is the Bandai model. I really like this. It seems nice and sturdy. The model itself is very few pieces, and it's mostly snapped together, so he said. I didn't have any hand in the building. I didn't even know about this until it was finished. The cool thing about this base, which is also kind of a drawback, is this little ball joint right here, which lets you position the X-Wing in almost any position that you want, whether it's leaning back and taking off, pointed down, left and right. The articulation is very good in it, but while I was adjusting it one time, see if I can re-simulate it, the cap, the bell portion on this top half came off from the ball socket on the inside, and I wasn't putting much into it. I don't plan on moving this around and putting it in different positions. It's going to sit wherever it stays, and it probably won't be moved again as far as the display position. I may open the wings and whatnot, but I don't plan on moving it too much, so that's not any sort of a problem at all. But if you are looking at this for yourself, that could be an issue for you. Now, these wings are separately articulated, so they both open individually and stay perpendicular to the ship, which is really nice. A lot of them go together, or there's other things to them, but I really like the way that these go. Like I said, this seems to be a very sturdy, stable little model. Most of it appears to be single piece, so it's really all just down to the painting in this. Now, I'll start off with the things that I don't really like about it, and it's basically just comes down to paint, which sounds bad, and Jason, don't take any offense to this, but for me, I would like to see a little more weathering, blackening out of different engine parts, and then the back of the thrusters and the back of the fuselage here. I'd like to see that a little bit blacker, and I'd like to see a little bit more weathering on some of the pieces. It's got a very nice wash on it. I love the weathering that is there. I just wish there was a little bit more weathering, a little more battle damage. Not a lot, just a little bit more on that, and then blackening out of some of these other pieces. Not a complete blackout, but a little more darkened up, and not quite so white on the whole model. Now, I hope this is focusing. I really like some of this asymmetrical washing and streaking that he's done here, even inside the wings, which probably won't pick up on the camera. Underneath the wings, there's a lot of streaking and washing as well, which may be unintentional, or it may have been what he was going for under there. Obviously, this outside stuff was thoroughly intentional, and I really love the way that came out. But that's about the only negatives I can say, whether it's about the model or the paint. It's just darkening out and then a little more battle damage and weathering, but that's easily fixable and something that I can work on if I want to in the future. I really love this color scheme. He did a very good job on it. It's got a lot of different little weathering right here inside the engine, not inside the engine, but inside the engine cavity against the body. You probably can't tell. There's just a lot of little washing and streaking in there, which looks very nice. That's the only thing I have negative to say about it, is those couple of things. Now, to leave on a positive note, this looks marvelous. I love the way that a lot of this paint came out, with the two-tone coloring on the back of the wings, showing somewhere there to the different coloring. There's the green stripe, the bright green on this side. It's really a hunter green, but it's the brighter of the two colors. Looks more solid with some battle streaking and warp drive takeoffs. And then on this side you can see it's broken. I love asymmetry, especially when it comes to replicating real world applications, because nothing wears the same. I guess the only other negative that I have is that this is a sticker, which is fine with me because I'm not really going to look at it, but it kind of throws off from the rest of it because the rest of it is all painted. I love the color of this cockpit canopy with the that slate blue, but I kind of wish that would have been painted. But the color and the weathering that he does have on here is very nice. This really does look very, very good. This camera should pick up most of it because it is it's a decent camera, but I know it's not going to pick up a lot of the fine detail, and I'm not even sure if it's picking up the focus, honestly, because I haven't done any close-ups of a miniature like this. But the detailing that's in here is very nice. I really love what he has done with it, and it looks good. Like I said, it's a consolation basically for something else, so I really can't complain too much about it. And the couple minor things that I have is stuff that I can remedy if I choose. Now, to give you a size comparison against something you may know, this is the 1/44th out of the Bandai kit. This one is a Hot Wheels model, which should be approximately the same size. Now, I don't know if you can tell from here, but the Hot Wheels is slightly smaller in all regards. Obviously the engines are a little bigger and the laser cannons are a little heavier because it's a Hot Wheels toy model. It's not supposed to be accurate in any way. But then on a straight up side-by-side comparison, lining the engines up properly, you can see the nose is also slightly longer, both from the canopy to the end and just overall. So there's the size comparison for you. Again, very close in size, but the Bandai does have, it looks a little better. It's a lot more accurate. But yeah, there you go. This little thing is going to look great sitting up in my display. So again, this was done by Jason at Mech Studios. I will link him down below so you can go check out some of his other miniatures. He does a lot of miniature customizing and model builds and whatnot, so if that's your thing, go check him out. He does some really great work. That's why I commissioned him to build or to paint my other one to begin with. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.